There's a question that haunts every corner of human life. In the quiet moments, in chaos, in joy, why do we suffer? And right behind it is another, more troubling one. Is there meaning in that suffering? This isn't just a religious question or a philosophical one. It's deeply personal. Because sooner or later, suffering visits all of us. And when it does, it doesn't knock. But what if we've been looking at suffering the wrong way? Today, we're diving into an idea that can reshape how you think about pain, meaning, and the very core of what it means to be human, an idea explored by some of the greatest minds in philosophy and psychology. And it might just change your life. Let's start with this. Imagine you're walking through a forest. The trees are beautiful, the path is quiet. Then suddenly, you trip, you fall, scrape your knee, maybe twist your ankle. It hurts. Now imagine the same thing, but you're running from something, chased by a wild animal. You fall, same injury. But this time the pain barely registers. You're focused on survival. Same physical sensation, completely different experience. So here's the big question. What if suffering in itself isn't what breaks us, but meaningless suffering is? Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, had every reason to believe life was meaningless. He lost his family. He was imprisoned in Auschwitz. He saw horrors most of us can't imagine. But Frankl came out of that experience with a powerful insight that even in the most brutal, dehumanizing conditions, people who found a sense of purpose, even a small one, were more likely to survive. He called it logotherapy, from the Greek word logos, meaning meaning. His core idea, that the primary human drive isn't pleasure, like Freud believed, or power, like Adler said, but meaning, not comfort, not happiness. Meaning. Frankl told the story of fellow prisoners who gave up, who stopped getting up in the morning, who lost hope, and often died soon after. Not from illness, not from violence, but from the collapse of meaning. And on the flip side, those who held on to a reason to live, whether it was the hope of seeing a loved one again, finishing a book, or simply holding on to their dignity, could endure the unendurable. Frankl wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." He was quoting Nietzsche. And that idea, that suffering becomes bearable, even transformative when it has meaning, has echoed through philosophy for centuries. But let's pause for a second. You're probably not in a concentration camp. You're not a philosopher in ancient Greece. You're here, now, in a world with its own challenges. Anxiety, burnout, loneliness, uncertainty. So how does this idea apply to you? Think about the last time you suffered. Maybe it was a breakup, a job loss, a betrayal. What made it worse? Was it the pain itself or the feeling that it was pointless? Now think of a time you suffered for something you believed in. A relationship, a dream, a goal. That suffering probably felt different, even if it hurt just as much, because it meant something. Modern psychology backs this up. Studies show that people who can frame their struggles within a meaningful narrative are more resilient. They're not necessarily happier, but they're stronger, more grounded. Meaning doesn't erase pain. It gives it context. It gives it direction, like a compass in the dark. And here's the kicker. Meaning isn't something you find. It's something you create. Frankl didn't say, go out and discover your one true purpose. He said, choose your response. Even in suffering, especially in suffering, you have freedom. This is radical. It means that even when life strips everything away, your job, your security, your health, it can't take your ability to choose your attitude. To say, this pain will not be wasted. To say, I will turn this into something. Not because suffering is good, but because through it, you can shape who you become. Let's bring it down to something simple. Next time you're in pain, emotional, physical, existential, don't just ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask instead, "What can this become? What can I learn here? What can I build from this? Who can I become because of it?" Not every pain has an obvious answer. Not every loss leads to wisdom. But every moment of suffering holds a choice, a chance to respond, to create meaning, to write your story instead of letting it be written for you. Frankl survived the Holocaust, went on to write over 30 books, and help millions of people find meaning in their darkest moments. But his message wasn't about heroism or philosophy. It was this: you are not powerless. Even in your suffering, you can choose how to live. And that choice, that defiant, beautiful act of meaning-making, might just be the most human thing of all. If this resonated with you, hit like and subscribe, and share this with someone who might need it. Let us know in the comments, what gives your suffering meaning? Because we all hurt, but we don't have to hurt alone. See you next time.